Okay, earlier today I dropped a video. I had anticipated on trying to get something out maybe again tomorrow morning. I will still be putting something out tomorrow morning, but I originally had you said, you know what? I'll cover the Nevada caucus results, something like that for tomorrow. No need to wait. We can go ahead and talk about it now. Bernie Sanders has cleaned house in the Nevada caucus. Absolutely cleaned house. Last I looked, there were only two people who passed, I believe, the 15% threshold. Okay. Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden. Bernie Sanders, last time I checked, got 7 delegates. Absolutely ran the field. Okay. So before we get in, to for a lot of people the confetti throwing party that it wasn't Joe Biden or someone else who won, and I know there's a lot of people on my channel who share my concerns about Bernie. I think we've all, people who think the way I do have said, yeah, we would much preferred this be Tulsi Gabbard getting this victory lap right now, as opposed to Bernie, for various reasons. But I know some people, don't like Bernie too much because of past actions. I have concerns about Bernie. It's not that I don't like the guy. It's the fact there's just that slight little bit of me that just doesn't know just how much Bernie's going to be willing to cave on in the long run. I want to see that firm, steady leader. And people are going to point to Bernie's track record on issues in the past, say, hey, he's firm. And yeah, you're right. But he faltered in 2016. And he's also saying that if it were someone else other than him who wins this time around, he would undoubtedly do exactly what he did in 2016 all over again. To me, that does not show a principled stance against this corrupt, political system. All because you think Donald Trump would be a bad president doesn't mean you should get out there and campaign for someone who is not really going to fix very much. You're just going to remove Trump from office, keep the same status quo system at work, and that doesn't really cut it for a lot of ordinary Americans. So, that's why I really gravitated more towards Tulsi Gabbard, because I think she's the one who is going to fight back. She said she would come out, of course, and support whoever the Democrat nominee is. I believe they've all said that, something that I don't agree with. But she hasn't been as vocal about how she would support as Bernie has. So again, those are my concerns. But nonetheless, I think everyone here could agree, out of who's still in, the running right now, besides Tulsi Gabbard, this is your best option that could have won. And not only did he win, but he absolutely cleaned house. Now, why am I still concerned? Well, first of all, if Bernie has a path to victory without it going to the second round of voting at the convention, which is when superdelegates are going to hop in, Bernie has got to start completely dominating the field and, running these touchdowns in every single thing coming up. Because if we're getting these close neck and necks, like we've saw a couple of times where he and Peter right there running side by side with each other, him or whoever, or running side by side, him and Joe, whomever, the math is not going to add up for Bernie to just clean sweep this if people keep taking these delegates. We've still got a fairly wide field. Now, it's nothing like what it was when we started, by all means. No, it's nothing like what it was when we first started this entire thing. But it's still wide enough, and there's still enough of these corporate hacks that if Bernie is not completely dominating these primaries or caucuses, okay, that they're going to screw him. They're going to screw him. They're going to push that thing right on into the second ballot. And of course, yes, the popularity was there. He ran away with it. So even if they want to try to do coin tosses or X, Y, or Z, to too many people came out for Bernie Sanders. But what did we see in Iowa? They've still got capabilities of screwing it up and screwing him over. Now, perhaps because of Iowa, I said this before, the DNC is now trying to remain fair. See, look, we're not the bad guy. All these people saying we're not running a fair election here. They're bogus. They're telling you lies. We're nice guys. You can believe us. Don't be fooled. If anything, I think they may be trying to save face right now. Because they got caught red-handed in Iowa with false, fake rigged coin tosses, okay, to determine who would get some delegates. I mean, it's unheard of, okay? So maybe because all that came out about Iowa, the DNC has backed off the gas a little bit. But you can rest assured, I think they've still got some tricks up their sleeve to go. And even if we don't see any more bad coin tosses or whatever between here and the convention, I'm still going to be very, very hesitant, okay, about just how it's going to go once it gets to the convention. I think that they are going to do everything in their power to make sure we go to that second round, which is where super delegates are going to jump in, and then boom, there you go. But that's just a prediction that I've got because the Democratic Party is way too corrupt of a party, way too bought off, way too paid for. And what I don't want is everyone to start, singing the songs of victory over here because of this massive win in Nevada, thinking, all right, yeah, here we go. We're off to the races now. Here you go, DNC. That's what we have to say to you. Our man Bernie's going to win it for us. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Be a good thing, in my opinion, out of who we've got right now. If Tulsi Gabbard's certainly not got the path to victory, the next best thing, now that Yang has dropped out of the race, is definitely going to be Bernie Sanders. But don't catch your chickens before they hatch. It might be good to see that, but we've heard very vocally the DNC basically does not want that. And there's a lot of Democratic Party insiders and DNC insiders and people like Joe Biden that's been in the swamp for forever that don't want that either. And they've even gone as far as to go on the record and basically say, yeah, hey, we don't want Bernie to win, basically. They've gone out and said, we don't know if we would support a Bernie Sanders. Yet you've got Bernie Sanders going on the record and saying that he would support them. Wow, isn't that a double standard? So imagine that. The people that Bernie are preaching against don't know that they would support Bernie Sanders, but Bernie Sanders would undoubtedly, if he gets screwed again, support part of the problem. That's serious issues I have with Bernie. And so again, while he may be the next best thing behind Tulsi Gabbard to get this nomination, I liked what I saw in the last debate performance. It's great what we saw in Nevada. Bernie's going to have to start toughening up on these DNC insiders to keep this momentum going. If anything, I think that debate performance where we saw a stronger, more gung-ho version of Bernie, maybe all the attacks going at Bloomberg, I think that really helped a lot of people get back behind Bernie. I think it really, pumped everyone up for Bernie. They finally saw Bernie take the gloves off and come out swinging a little bit. I think that could have really helped Bernie going into Nevada. But if Bernie doesn't keep that up, I don't know what's going to happen. Look, the Bernie supporters are undoubtedly, they love Bernie. Their fire is going to stay there. You've got to keep knocking these other people down. Don't come out and talk about how you're going to support them if they screw you and win. Come out and, keep driving that message home and come out fighting. Don't just talk about the health care. Don't just talk about your plans. Come out and talk about that and then fight some. Get down in that pit and fight. You don't have Tulsi on the debate stage anymore, so you got to start pulling all that heavy work Tulsi was pulling for you, a few months back when she would go out and call all these people out. That ball's in your court now because Tulsi hadn't made the last, is it 3 or 4 debates? So it's all up to you, Bernie. You want that momentum to stay with you? Congratulations on Nevada, but you're going to have to keep fighting and you're going to have to keep pulling forward. And we'll see what happens. Is the momentum going to stay there? Is Bernie going to just, completely just keep running these Hail Mary touchdowns? or I guess throwing the Hail Mary touchdown and running the field and catching it, okay, and just keep dominating these primaries? Or is this only the calm before the storm when the DNC acts out again and finally screws him over and rigs the, nomination to go to whomever they deem is the chosen one this time around once again? And, of course, Bernie has been vocal that if they do it, he's going to go support whomever they choose. Remains to be seen, but at least in my opinion, this is good news. The only thing in my book that I would say that would have been better again would be if Tulsi Gabbard had have done well enough to at least pick up some delegates. After New Hampshire, I pretty much saw the writing on the wall there. Rest assured, though, I will be voting for Tulsi when the South Carolina primary comes around. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, why wouldn't you vote for Bernie? Well, again, I've made my opinion clear on that. Tulsi's my person. Okay? Tulsi's who I'm with for this entire thing. Bernie's just that number two. He's just number two on the list now that Andrew Yang is gone. But he's not done enough that I have concerns about him that weigh a lot on who I would vote for, and there are concerns that I don't have about Tulsi Gabbard. So as long as she's still in it when it comes to South Carolina, Tulsi's got my vote. But in the meantime, congratulations to Bernie. Good to see that he ran away with it in Nevada. And if Tulsi, doesn't come back like Lazarus and start, winning some of this stuff, which I would, it's not going to be betting odds by any means. It's not going to be betting odds. It's possible. It's not going to be betting odds. And if it doesn't happen, then Bernie's going to have to keep doing this every step of the way to avoid a DNC screw job at the convention.